All right, welcome to the Skiddy Committee. My name is Joey, and we are on board with Dirk Shouten. We are at Spa in Belgium in Porsche Carerra Cups. It's a Spec series, and it is a mess, and we have a little skiddy right off the bat. So let me explain to you guys what a Spec series is. Basically, it's like racing against 30 of your identical twins, like in a running race. Imagine that. You guys all start in the same line, and it doesn't matter how hard you try because all those people next to you are going to be able to do the same exact thing. And that's kind of how it feels like when you're spec racing in race cars. There isn't variables within the cars. So you have to make up the speed differences in nuance. If we go back to the running race, maybe one of your twins got a haircut the day before, so they're a little more aerodynamic. Or maybe one of the twins had a recent bowel movement, so they're a little bit lighter. In cars, what that looks like is you can do a little bit of engineering. You can literally give the car a little bit of haircut, which makes it faster in the straights, so in the corners. There's some other things that you can do, but most of the nuance happens through the driver in their ability to drive the car properly through the turns specifically. And just look at this mess. What's really important about spec racing, what I want to talk about, is your decision on when to make these passes through these corners. Because it's so hard to make up time on each other because you guys are literally the same car, you really have to be thoughtful with when you decide to pass and which moves you decide to make. And I really don't think there's enough drivers who are methodical enough about making those passes, even in a professional series like this. They just get excited, they get to a car, and they try to pass them. That's all they do. They don't think about what that pass might do to the bigger picture of the race. We're going to be focusing on the silver and orange car up ahead. They're getting loose. And we're going to go through no-name corner here. This is going to happen twice, this scenario. There's going to be some dropped wheels, and then the silver car is going to get a run on the orange car. He decides here to look to the inside, right? But he doesn't have enough of run to make a pass. Now let's look at the shape of this corner. It's a long, they call it double gauche, double left, long two left turns that goes into this straightaway. Now, if we back it up and kind of think about this pass here and just even what that intent of that pass can set up and what that means, what that pass might look like. So in spec racing, all the variables happen within the corner. When you're going straight, all the drivers are doing one thing, full throttle. Everyone can do that. You just need a little bit of bravery. Everyone in a professional series like this has plenty of that. Everyone can be full throttle. In the corners, that's where you have different brake pressure, different braking points, different brake releasing points, different brake release amounts, steering angles, steering speed. Like there's an infinite amount of variables, and that's where you make up the speed. So when you're making a pass, you really want to spend the least amount of time going side by side through a corner. Because what that means, if you're going side by side, you don't have the optimal line and you're not able to go as fast through the corner as the car behind you or the car in front of you. So if you spend too much time side by side, your race is done. Your hopes to win is done. So it's so hard to make up 3 seconds when you're all racing against your identical twins. So what ideally my argument is you're trying to set up where you can pass going on the straightaway and you can get the pass done before you get to the corner so you don't have to spend so much time side by side. It's hard to do. What it really requires is just a lot of patience. You kind of need to wait for them to make a mistake or get a really good run and use the draft where you can just suck up to their bumper so you don't have as much air resistance and see if you can get a run and get that pass done before the corner. Other than that, I would say just be patient, wait for mistakes, only get those passes done when those opportunities are presented to yourself. Because if you go too wide through the long corner, the race is done. So looking at the shape of this turn, after talking about that, let's kind of break down if this is a good move or not. I don't think he really has any hope of actually getting this pass done, but a lot of racing psychological. You got to show certain moves so then that sits in the back of their head. So he's going to show to the inside here. It doesn't really look like he has any hope of making that move. But this corner, as you can just see right there, it's a light braking turn. You don't brake very heavily. So it's going to be hard to get that pass done under the brakes. To be able to jump someone before the corner on the brakes, it has to be a heavy braking corner. This is a momentum corner. They brake just very lightly and for not that long of a time, and then they're back on the gas. But look, it's a long corner and it leads onto a straightaway here. This is kind of where you might have the opportunity to get a good pass, and it goes into a heavier braking zone. So probably getting a run through here, through the double left corner, and getting around the straightaway would be a lot better. You could jump these cars on the brakes and hopefully get that pass done before you even get into the turn. So let's see what happens a little further on. It goes to a double yellow, so they get re-bunched up, and then literally on the restart, something very similar happens. I'm going to jump to floor 20 here. There you go. Yeah, it almost looks exactly the same. Again, we're keeping an eye on the silver car. They're all over each other. He's trying to make a move on the orange car. We go through no name corner here, and what happens? The orange car drops the wheel again. Silver car a little bit too. Silver car's got a big run. What is he going to do? Oh, he looks outside here. Okay, let's think about that. So if he showed inside the time before, the orange car's already been defending that down the whole straightaway. That's a smart move. So that time before when he showed inside, this could be setting up this pass. So what could happen is he'll set up further outside. The orange car is defending inside, and he can get the more optimal line through the corner and get a better run on the straightaway and be able to get a pass done before that next corner where there's that heavy braking. Let's see if he continues to do that. No, hiya. Look at that. Just hucks it to the inside. We got to look at that again. What an aggressive pop. And hiya, hiya. And now they're going side by side. So here, if you're in Dirk's car, you should be licking your lips because you see, oh, they're going to be slow through this corner. They can't drive the optimal line. You should be getting a real good run. And he should, the camera car should be able to pass these guys. But just look what happens to the group behind these two cars for the silver car's decision to put himself side by side through them. He had never had a hope of clearing him into this corner. So by making this move, he's committing to being side by side for the duration of the corner. But let's look what happens to the car in front and in back. They're side by side. They go wide, immediately start losing speed to Dirk and the red car behind them. And look at the people in front are gone. Now they bunched up. Congrats. You just made your race for 5th place. Your hopes of winning in a sprint race like this are gone just because of that one decision to go too wide that long through a corner. Now, sure, maybe they only had the realistic hopes of getting 5th place. But I think if you're behind the wheel of a car, you need to have the dreams of winning every single time. And they just dash that right here. Yeah, he ends up getting the pass done. That's the thing. He passes the orange car. Congrats. But the cars in front of him are already gone, and you just invited the whole mess behind you. So that's my point. Is like, yes, he got the pass done. He jumped that car, but now the rest of the field is just gone. And that's kind of the best that he can hope in doing unless somebody has a big mistake up ahead of him. Now, just one thing else that we can kind of pick apart from this is what the camera car did. Really, the red car behind the camera car, which is the yellow car, he did the best job through here. If you see someone going side by side, again, you have to be licking your lips like, oh boy, I'm going to be able to get these guys. They're going to be going way slower. But a lot of times what happens is they're going really fast here. They're at the limits of the car. So you get a little nervous and your eyes naturally leak and kind of follow their speed as these two cars slow. So coming through here, he sees them go wide. He's like, oh, and it looks like they're about to touch. Subconsciously, you just start to lower the speed of the car. You're a little nervous of them there. It takes a lot of experience to be able to see that happening and have the confidence to be even more aggressive and attack the corners so you can pass them. And that's what the red car does. He doesn't slow down. And look, the red car gets to the inside of Dirk already right here because Dirk was driving to the lines of the other two cars going wide to the outside. Imagine if Dirk did what the red car did, he might be able to jump both of these cars. So that's just another angle to view. Yeah, the red car gets the pass done on Dirk through here into the next corner. That's kind of exactly what I've been saying. See, he outbrakes him. They go side by side for a little bit, but it's not enough time to lose a bunch of time on the rest of the field. Anyways, thanks for watching. Let us know what you guys think. And of course, it's a lot easier to judge when I'm sitting here in my apartment with a pause button. We totally respect that these drivers are at the limits, and big shout out to Dirk. This is amazing footage. We're just really here to kind of highlight and celebrate these impossible decisions that these drivers are trying to make. And please join us at the committee. Let us know what you think. Talk to us. Do you see anything? Would you go for that pass as a silver car? Do you think you just need to pass at any opportunity that you get? Or do you think you need to be more methodical in a spec series? Anyways, if you like this video, please support us with all the ways you know how. Like, share, subscribe, so we can keep making more of these. And yeah, thanks for joining the committee. I love you. Bye.